So today's topic, we're going to talk about what Russell Westbrook said in a recent interview. I believe he mentioned this in the post game as well, about the recent events concerning his last name, how irritated that fans and media members are utilizing Westbrick as his nickname, and it's insulting to him, and how it's affecting his family. Apparently, his wife has been receiving death threats coming from Russell Westbrook's camp, and they will be no longer going to home or away games. And he also said it's hard to bring his son to games because of the fans chanting Westbrick, as well as other things that they're chanting in an arena. Now, Russell Westbrook's wife has been defending Russell on social media, talking to media members and just fans in general, how insulting of the nickname Westbrick, defaming his actual last name, as well as she's talking about her experiences in a lot of arenas and the things that fans say, and also talked about the death threats. So much to unpack. The first thing I want to say is, to all the fans out there who are fans of the Lakers or just fans of basketball in general, and trolls, let's include trolls, as far as, being on the extreme side as threatening a family or doing death threats and things of that nature, I feel like that's stepping over the line. And if someone's found guilty of this, they should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. You as a fan, if you buy a ticket or if you support someone or something or team or corporation, you have the right to voice your opinion. You can boo, you can cheer, you can talk about how unappreciative you feel towards that individual or that corporation or team or whatever, or piece of plastic, okay? And that should be it. You should be allowed to express yourself and share your thoughts and opinions on why you're so irritated. I get it. If you want to throw nicknames at an individual or a corporation or a piece of plastic, feel free to do so, as long as it does not cross the line as far as degrading someone or corporation or a piece of plastic. I'm cool with that. But getting as far as his family go, his family can no longer attend home or away games. It's a crime in itself. He's home. He's from the Los Angeles area. Even when his early years as playing for the Oklahoma City Thunder, Los Angeles is home to him. And I feel like you're stepping the line. You're totally a huge line stepper if you're, throwing death threats at his wife or his kids or even himself. There's no excuse for that. It's unacceptable. And like I said earlier, if found guilty, you should be held liable for that. I feel like a lot of people don't realize you have the freedom to speak, but there's consequences in your freedom of speech. You're free to say whatever you want to say. Just be prepared for the consequences and the repercussions if it goes too far left. And I feel like that's going a little bit too far left. Now, let's talk about Russell Westbrook for a second, shall we? I can't sympathize with Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook is not a victim here. Now, as far as the death threats go, I can co-sign with that. But as far as he doesn't like and he feels like it's degrading his actual last name when people call him Westbrick, I can't co-sign to that, Russell. That's the part of the gig. You know, it's funny when they calling you Mr. Triple Double and they give you all of these other names, and you're good with those names. You're fine being called those names, but you have to take the good with the bad. If you're going to be okay with them calling you Mr. Triple Double or, any encouraging last name or nickname, you should be not encouraged, but accept when your performance is at a low. You have to welcome the Westbrick, because there's only one way you can fix that, and that's play better, make better decisions. Not to mention the fact Russell Westbrook has a history with fans, the media, players. It's hard to have any type of compassion for Russell Westbrook when you look at Russell Westbrook's career in the NBA. Yes, there have been some things that you can co-sign to the fact of Russell Westbrook was in the right. Now, when he was with the Oklahoma City Thunder, there was some fans chanting some things to Russell Westbrook that was offensive. They kicked those fans out, and the NBA act accordingly. And I feel like there's no place for that. Yes, you pay your tickets. Yes, you can boo. Yes, you can cheer. Yes, you can call players nicknames as long as it's not degrading. I feel like we're all adult to know what to say and what not to say. And we just move on. However, Russell Westbrook, you have a pattern of behavior where you have degraded players on the court. You don't feel like players don't find it assaulting when you do a dunk or crash through the lanes and do the rock the baby thing? You don't think that's insulting to other players? Because you find that assaulting when players get the upper hand on you, when they slam right in your face. You find it assaulting and degradable when they do the rock the baby to you. And then you cry to the referees about it. When reporters are doing their job and asking you questions, sometimes these questions are not going to be softball questions. They really want the actual truth coming from you, what you think about this, how you feel about doing that. What was the mindset in the recent play and this, that, and the third? And your response is you throw it right back at them. You don't find your recent comments to recent reporters at the post game, you don't find that degrading. You don't find that insulting. If there's an old adage, if you can give it, you should take it. I work with this lady, and she is a manager, and she loves to talk about other people. Which, look, we're all human, but when you're holding a higher title, if you're a leader, particularly a leader of your own department, and you're hold liable for that department, I just don't think it's a good thing to degrade or talk about the workers who work under you. Because the most important thing leaders want is respect. And it's hard to respect somebody that doesn't respect you. That's just my opinion. Particularly if you want them to do more for you, particularly if you want them to have your back. It's hard to have someone's back when they're talking about you or harassing you. You may not perceive it as harassment, but it is. And in retrospect, I can understand Russell Westbrook's side of the coin. He feels like this is harassment because this has been going on multiple weeks. It's been going on for years. I can understand that. But when you're holding a higher position, you should carry yourself at that higher position. There are some things where you're just going to have to grow up, and there's some things you're just going to have to accept. It's part of the job. I can remember back in middle school, I can remember this as clear as day. This guy who just was a classmate to me would be ridiculed each and every day, each and every week and this was like in the deep country. I have never heard of someone's mother's first name Waterbell. I have never heard of that. I have never heard of that name before in my life, and I still haven't heard throughout the years as a young man, as a teen, as a young adult to a middle-aged adult. I haven't even still heard of someone with the first name Waterbell. So that's bonkers to me. But anyway, earlier in the semester, the jokers, the class clowns would talk about his mom's first name, and would sing songs and go, well, water bill, well, water bill, well, water bill, well, water bill. And it started off with him singing that chant. Then the next time two or three people. Then the next time half the classroom. Then after that, everyone was chiming in to the chant. Even I was chanting, well, water bill. 'Cause it was funny. He was irritated and upset. He lost his cool sometimes. But one day he came in and they was, chanting his mother's name. He just, he didn't show or utilize any energy when they was chanting the name. Matter of fact, it didn't bother him. And then after a couple of times of them chanting that name and they didn't get, and when they found out they didn't get what they was expecting to get from the result of singing his mother's name, he didn't get animated by it. He didn't get upset by it. After a while, the joke got kind of stale. It didn't bother him, and people stopped chanting that, singing that song. What I'm saying is, Russ, I know you don't like Westbrick, and I know you hate that last name when fans cheer it in the arenas. I know you hate it when you turn on your television or your radio. You're hearing Magic Johnson calling you Westbrick. You're hearing Stephen A. Smith calling you Westbrick. You're hearing a lot of people calling you Westbrick. Is it immature? Yeah. Should you grow up? Yeah, I can understand where Doug Gottlieb is coming from. I checked out his opinion about the Westbrick thing and the things that are affecting his family and things of that nature. But I have no compassion. I can't show sympathy for somebody who doesn't show sympathy for no one else. When you was the man, when you was the big man on campus, you had no issue degrading reporters. When you was at your climax, when you was in your prime, you had no problem degrading reporters on questions you didn't like. You had no problem laughing at when they mentioned the best point guards and they mentioned Steph Curry. You started, remember you and KD and y'all was at that post game and y'all had that series with the Golden State Warriors and they mentioned Steph Curry and you were just laughing and carrying on, ha ha, like, Steph Curry isn't, basically from your laugh, you're basically saying Steph Curry isn't, you feel like Steph Curry is not even in your league. And you laughed about it. There's a lot of things you have done in your basketball career. I feel like some of those things I can co-sign and I can show compassion about, particularly the incident in Utah. A lot of incidents like that. But the majority of the pattern of your behavior is you're just as a troll as the trolls are to you. If you give it, you should be able to take it. You should have thick skin. And clearly Russell Westbrook does not have thick skin. And that's the essence of a lot of trolls on social media. There's a reason why you shouldn't argue with a fool or a troll on social media, because they're not going to plaster their face. They're not going to utilize their real name. And they don't even use their real social media handles. They just use their troll handles. When they want to say something negative or funny, they don't want to put their name in front of it, is the point I'm getting to. And she just let trolls be trolls and just move on. Because the one time you respond to a troll, that's it. Then other trolls stop cropping up, wanting to get a response from you. It's hard. Yes, it's hard. Take it from me. It's hard. But some things you have to just let go. Everything don't necessarily have to be explained. You don't necessarily have to reply to every comment. You don't necessarily have to read every comment. And that's the essence of having thick skin. And Russ, you should have better thick skin. The only way this name is going to go away anytime soon if your performance is better. We're not talking about if the team goes on this huge winning streak, then all of a sudden people stop calling you Westbrick. Your performance and your decision making is going to have to be better. That's all. That's all you have to do, Russell Westbrook. But in retrospect, chill out on the death threats with doing death threats to his wife and his kids. That is unacceptable. That is a criminal offense. If found liable and guilty, that's serious. That's not stepping over the line. You just jumped over the line. Okay? And yes, fans have the right to advertise their criticism or their frustration to their favorite team, their favorite player, or their most hated player. Look, prime example. LeBron James gets the most criticism than any NBA player today. Gets the most criticism. There have been times and moments, small moments, in his life where he responded, like the Charles Barkley thing. I think he responded the wrong way, and that just spurred even more criticism of LeBron James. If LeBron James was doing what he was doing earlier in his career by just simply just let it go, he'll be all right. Well, anyway, I gotta go. I'll talk to you guys later. See you guys later. Bye.